If you love the look of this kind of shibori, but have trouble visualizing the outcome, this video may help.
I want to show you a trick that one of my former graduate students came up with respect to folded and clamped shibori dyeing. So what I mean by that, patterns usually look like this. There's some shape that is very regular in them, and this student was interested in exploring this type of shibori. One of the beautiful things about shibori as an art form is the lack of control that you have. You do a process, you don't know what it's going to look like afterwards until you're done, and then you wash it out and you see what the final pattern actually is. You can only exert so much control. But this student, she could not just give in to the unexpected and do it and see what happens. She wanted to have at least some control over what colors ended up where.
I'll show you a trick for determining the outcome.
So you'll need a piece of paper, and you'll need to fold this paper in half lengthwise and then fold each half back on itself so it's sort of like an accordion fan. I'm going to demonstrate a way to fold it triangularly, kind of like if you've ever folded a flag in, like if you were in ROTC or band color guard. I'm folding it into a triangle. Now I'm folding across the diagonal of that triangle, folding the straight side back on itself. Now across this diagonal again, until you wind up with something that looks kind of like a paper finger sandwich. Now that's what you'll do with the fabric when you're actually dyeing it, but this is just to get an idea of what's going to happen when you have fabric folded up like this. And are you going to clamp it and only paint dye on one or more of the faces? Are you going to dip this down in dye so you get little sunbursts on the points of it? Who knows? But you can try it out beforehand with this and some magic markers. Here is one that the color has been applied to. I've gone through and marked it up in ways that I think will illustrate when I unfold it, not exactly what the shibori would look like, but close. Like the yardage would look like this, vaguely, basically, when I was done, if what I did in the triangular form was just put blue dye along the hypotenuse of the triangle and just dip this corner into some red dye. And so for this one, I would be dipping two opposite sides of the square into green dye. And then these two corners would go into red, and these two corners would go into purple. So what that looks like when you unfold it, you get horizontal green lines across the fabric from selvage to selvage, and you get alternating dots of purple, red, purple, red, purple, red, purple, red, purple, and so on. I personally like to just be surprised by what's going to happen when it all comes out in the wash, but you may not.
If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notification of new content, and join me every Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern for my live studio stream.